What's up, YouTube? I hope each and every one of you guys are healthy and achieving at least one of your goals today. Today we are reviewing the 2023 BMW i7 xDrive60. Huge thank you to Julius Green over at BMW of Sterling, located here in Sterling, Virginia, for allowing me to do this review for you guys today. If you guys are interested in an i7 or any BMW or Mini product, I'll be sure to have Julius's information on screen as well as in the description box down below. But with that said, let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get right into it and talk about the exterior and performance. And like I said, this is a 2023 BMW i7 xDrive60, and this particular one has been painted in black sapphire metallic. What I think is kind of interesting about the way that this thing looks is that when I saw it for the first time here in person, it really reminded me of the Beast, which is the president's vehicle. You can see with just like the boxy-ish design. I know the Beast is a Cadillac, but just with the boxy-ish design and those thick tires on a sedan, it really does remind me of the Beast. So you can think you're the president when driving or being driven around in the i7. But let's start at the front, then we'll work our way to the back. Obviously, this is a 7 Series BMW, so you do get full LED lighting up front, and your top lights being your parking lights and your turn signals, and your bottom lights being your auto leveling headlights with automatic high beams. Obviously, you have your BMW logo at the center of the bumper, as well as your illuminated kidney grille. Your illuminated kidney grille comes a part of the $1,250 parking assist package, which we'll get into here later in the video. But that grille is black with chrome grille bars and a chrome grille surround. You can see you have that lets you know that this is the electric 7 Series, and you can see you kind of have a blue outline that also lets you know that this is the electric 7 Series. Also a part of the $1,250 parking assist package includes your forward facing camera, which is located at the center of your kidney grille. You also get 6 forward facing sensors and air vents on the outer sides of the front bumper for better aerodynamics, which hopefully in turn leads to better range. But you also do get some chrome trim at the bottom of your front bumper, which you can see is located down here, and you have some chrome trim at the bottom of your rear bumper, which I'll show you guys here in a second. Obviously, again, this is a 7 Series BMW, so you do get rain sensing wipers with heated jets. You also get 20-inch aerodynamic gunmetal gray wheels wrapped in 255/45 in the front and 285/40 in the back, Pirelli P0 all-season tires. So give you guys a look at tread pattern, and then just behind the wheel and tire setup, at least up front, you get a double wishbone front suspension with air springs, so this thing rides absolutely phenomenally. And then you get body color side view mirrors with integrated turn signals. These mirrors are heated. The driver's side mirror is auto dimming. Obviously, they are power folding. You will find your blind spot monitoring on the left hand side of your driver's side mirror and on the right hand side of your passenger side mirror. And then you have your side view camera here that goes along with your 360-degree view camera. That again comes with the $1,250 parking assist package. As you may be able to tell, you also do get some satin chrome window trim as well as some metal look door handles. You can see when I get closer to the vehicle, it unlocks. When I step farther away from it, it locks. And then you get some chrome trim at the bottom of the doors. So this is like regular chrome, and then this is a satin chrome. It looks pretty sweet. I personally like the satin chrome a little bit better. And then when we're talking about the rear suspension, you get a multi-link rear suspension with air springs, and then just behind your rear wheel, you have your red side marker light. You get a shark fin antenna at the top of the roof line. You get an LED third brake light, BMW logo with, again, a blue outline letting you know that this is electric. That is your rear view camera. Obviously, you do get LED taillights with some chrome trim at the top of them. So you can see you get your beautiful taillights that look kind of smoked. Then you get some chrome trim just above that. You also get a body color rear bumper, which again, like I mentioned, you do get a chrome insert that complements the front bumper very, very nicely. And then you get an additional 6 rear view sensors back here total. So you got one here, there, and on this side as well as 2 reflectors in your rear bumper. So you got one right here and one over here as well. And then you do get a power up and down trunk. There are a few different ways that you can open up the trunk. You can press on this button right here and the trunk will go up. You can also open up the trunk from the button on the key fob, as well as the control on the driver's side of the interior. But we're gonna press this button under the BMW logo, and you can see the trunk goes up powerly, that's a word, not sure, but it goes up. And obviously it's a 7 Series again, so you have tons and tons of storage space back here. This is your charging stuff. Here are your floor mats. And then let's see what's going on under here. Do you get a spare tire? We'll pop this open, and then I guess you just get some more storage space underneath the trunk. So very good amount of storage space. I mean, what do you expect? This is a 7 Series after all. But then over here, I believe you get a tire inflator kit, as well as you have a tow hook. If God forbid you get stuck on the side of the road with no charge, then you can put the tow hook on the front and you can get pulled up onto a rollback truck. But let me know what you guys think of the 2023 BMW i7 in the comment section down below. I personally think that this thing is pretty sweet. It's got plenty of get up and go to it. Super comfortable, and it kind of reminds me of a Rolls-Royce Ghost, and the reason being, it pretty much is, but it's also not. And you can see kind of in the design that it kind of has a Rolls-Royce type of design towards the rear end of it. Again, that's just my personal opinion. You guys might disagree or agree with me in the comment section down below, so let me know if you agree or disagree with me in the comment section down below. But it also does ride like a Rolls-Royce, so very nice. You can see those are your parking lights. They are on at the moment. But let's move into performance. Talking about performance, you get a 105.7 kilowatt hour battery pack that goes to 2 electric motors, one in the front, one in the rear. The front motor makes 255 horsepower and 269 pound-feet of torque. The rear motor makes 308 horsepower and 280 pound-feet of torque. Total output is 536 horsepower and 549 pound-feet of torque, for a 0 to 60 time in 4.1 seconds. And if you guys were wondering about range, you get 296 miles of range, which in my opinion is pretty dang good considering the size of this vehicle. It's pretty heavy. It's also super luxurious, leather everywhere, super well insulated from the outside world. So I think that range is actually very good. But if you guys are enjoying the video so far today, please give this video a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But let's move into the interior. All right, guys, moving into the interior. Obviously you do get keyless access. All you got to do is have your key fob in your pocket, walk up to the vehicle, put your hand behind here, and the vehicle will unlock. You can tell that the vehicle is locked because the side view mirrors are folded in. However, if I come up to the door, put my hand behind here, the vehicle unlocks, and you can tell the vehicle unlocks because the side view mirrors fold right back out. There are a couple things I wanted to show you guys with the key fob, is that if you press this BMW thing 3 times, it will precondition the interior of the vehicle. If I press the BMW logo once, that will lock the vehicle. You get your unlock button. This will open and close your trunk, and then obviously you have your panic button. But let's step into the interior and let's see what the i7 is all about. So you can see it's just class. That's the way that I can describe it when I open up the door. Obviously you get your extended merino black leather upholstery. It looks absolutely phenomenal. You get some quilted leather. The leather feels so soft, so premium. But let's start at our door panel. So right over here you have this crystal seat control. So this is for your driver. You get a beautiful stainless speaker surround. This is literally art in and of itself. This whole like trim piece kind of like thing right here goes throughout the entire dash over to your passenger door. It's like a strip, and it's like ambient lighting. It looks super sweet. It's a bunch of different shapes. It's just really cool. But here are your memory seat adjustment settings. So you have 2 memory seat adjustment settings. Pressing on this will bring up your seat controls on your infotainment screen. You got your unlock and lock buttons. Obviously this is a Bowers & Wilkins sound system. Sounds absolutely phenomenal. You get a beautiful leather wrapped armrest that is nicely padded with some accent colored stitching. It feels good and it's nicely padded. This is the button to open up your driver's side door. Also, you do have a manual door handle in case this does break. So obviously you're not going to get stuck in the vehicle. All you got to do is pull on this and that will open up the door. Obviously automatic up and down windows at all 4 corners. Pressing on this button will lock your rear window privileges as well as your rear door privileges. Pressing on this button right here will bring up this screen. So this is your doors and windows screen. So you can see you can do all these different things. So I'll show you guys that here in a minute. But you also get your power adjustable side view mirror controls right here. Power folding side view mirrors by pressing on that button. This will open and or close the trunk, and then you get some miscellaneous storage at the bottom of the driver's side door panel. Passenger side door looks pretty much the exact same minus a lot of these controls. But you get a beautiful brushed aluminum door sill that says BMW I. Take a look at the seat. So many configurations with the seat. This will come out, this will go up, this will go down. It's just really, really cool. And obviously all these controls are power. Again, this is the strip that goes all the way across. You can see the ambient lighting on currently at the moment. It looks really sweet, but I'm gonna close the door because it's a little bit chilly outside. And let's talk about this. So this is to control how much air is flowing out of the vent. So this is not your fan speed, but this is just to adjust how much air is coming out of your HVAC vent, which is located down in there. You can't really even see it. So this is not your fan speed. This is just to adjust how much air is coming out of the vent. And then all of these buttons right here are your headlight controls. So if I click on this, that will pop up my lighting, my exterior lighting. So if I click into here, you can turn on your low beam parking lights. You can turn your left or right parking lights on individually. You can turn all your exterior lights off just throughout this screen. So really, really cool. Headlight controls over here. And then this right here is to move the HVAC air up, down, left, right. Kind of an odd thing, but it works just how it would work in any other vehicle. Obviously, you have a power tilting and telescoping steering wheel. Your steering wheel is leather wrapped and heated. It looks pretty sweet. Let's turn the vehicle on. So all you got to do to turn the vehicle on is make sure you have your key fob in the interior, push your foot down on the brake and push to start, and then the vehicle will fire up. So now it is on and I have all access to pretty much everything now. So on the left hand side of your steering wheel, you have your adaptive cruise control settings. This particular i7 has the $2,100 driving assistance professional package, which includes active cruise control with stop and go, active lane keeping assistant with side collision avoidance, steering and Autobahn assistant, which goes up to 85 miles an hour. So it's basically up to 85 miles an hour of hands-free driving. It will monitor just to make sure that you guys are watching the road. This also has automatic lane change, evasion assistant, and cross traffic alert in the front, as well as active driving assistant pro. But let's get back into that. So taking a look at our steering wheel, you can see the BMW logo has blue. That's because this is an electric BMW. Let's take a listen to the horn. That's what the horn sounds like. You can't really hear the horn from the interior because there's so much insulation. So again, you can't really hear what's going on outside around you. So that's very, very nice. And you can see it's got like a 2-spoke steering wheel. Kind of reminds me of what you would find in like an S-Class. Over here, you have your turn signal stalk. So let's take a listen to the turn signal. That's what the turn signal sounds like in the i7, and then pulling back on that will turn your high beams on or off. This is your windshield wiper control stalk on the right hand side of the steering wheel, and then all of these controls are media controls, and you can control your screen. So if I press right here, this will bring me into this screen. So I can adjust what content I see on screen. So this is one thing, this is another thing. It's like range prediction. This is assisted view. Go down one more. This is augmented reality, so it's basically very redundant. All you got to see, you can see literally this out of your eyes. However, it's basically showing you a camera view of what you can see. We'll go down one more. This is route preview. Go down one more. This is map stuff. Then you go into your G meter. I don't think you guys are going to be doing crazy G's in the i7. However, you still have a G meter. This is your layout. So you have 3 different display layouts that you can see on the i7. So this is one of them. This is the second one. Then you go down one more, and then this is your third layout. I think when I first came into the vehicle, it was on this layout. And then obviously you can also adjust what you see on the heads-up display. You can see all these different things on the heads-up display. I'm not even gonna bother showing it to you guys because you're not gonna be able to see it. But we'll go back up to here and we'll go throughout this layout. So on the left-hand side of the gauge cluster, you have your speedometer. On the right-hand side of the gauge cluster, you have this thing right here that goes from 0 to 100. So this will let you know how much power you're using as you are on the throttle. And then you have adaptive down here. So this is like regenerative braking stuff. And I can see on screen of the camera these red lights and stuff. I cannot see that stuff flashing in real life. This is like media stuff, digital speedometer readout, and then down here you have your speed limit sign, your current time, how much battery percentage we have left, and then you have your ambient exterior temperature and the range left. So obviously you got a heads-up display up top here that you can adjust and see exactly what you want to. Right now I have the digital speedometer readout and the speed limit sign at this current moment. Then that lets me know if people are belted or not. That's the view from about my eyesight. So very, very nice here on the interior of the i7. We'll go over to here. Again, you can see all your exterior lighting stuff like I mentioned. mentioned, but we're gonna click the home button, and this is your home screen. You can go through XM, telephone, personal assistant, traffic stuff, my BMW, route preview, and it is a little bit intimidating when you're first getting into this because there's so many different things that you can do throughout this screen. But one thing that will always display on the screen is your 2 climate control temperatures. So this is the driver, this is for the passenger. One thing that's nice is that, yes, this is intimidating, but you can pretty much tell the car to do, you know, whatever you want it to. So I can say, hey BMW, open up the rear window shade, please.
Okay, I'm opening the rear window sun blind.
And then watch. So you can pretty much tell this thing to do everything that you want it to. So that is very, very nice. But I'm not going to go through all these different things. But one thing I do want to show you guys is the climate screen. So you do have to go throughout the infotainment to go through the climate. However, something that's just easier is just to tell the vehicle what you want it to. However, if you guys want to go throughout it yourself, click climate control here, and this is your climate control screen. So it is a little bit, you know, difficult to get used to be honest. And then you have like this line right here, this is the driver stuff, and then you can swipe over, and then here are your passenger controls. So you can see it's a little bit interesting, I guess you could say, but it will, you know, become second nature as you get used to it. But that's just something I wanted to show you guys. And then one more thing, I guess you can obviously change the interior lighting, color, stuff like that. You can go through all these different settings. So you can see you got your charging settings, seat comfort settings. So if I go into here, you can turn your driver massaging seat on. So this does have the $1,000 massaging front seats. So massaging front seats don't come standard with the i7. It is a $1,000 option for your front seats. You can go in your massage stuff, and then you can basically control the seat exactly as you want it to. So you can go through here, you can raise the seat, you can lower the seat, you can bring it forward, backward, you can bring the headrest up and down. You can adjust this seat pretty much any way that you can think of. You can do it, it will do it. So pretty sweet. And then down here again, same thing, and same thing like I mentioned over here. This is just to adjust how much air comes out of the vent. One thing that I think is pretty cool is that if I turn the hazards on, this whole thing flashes with the hazards. I think that is pretty cool in my opinion. This will turn your front defroster on, this will turn your rear defroster on. Pressing on this will open up your glove box, and I like how it opens up nice and softly, so you can see just nice and soft when it comes down. Nice and beautifully soft. So again, these are to adjust the air direction that comes out of your HVAC vents located down in here. You got a wireless charging pad, 2 cup holders right here that if you don't want to see them, you don't have to. Boom and boom, and then literally just super classy. We'll close that again, or open that again, I guess, excuse me. And you can see, get your 2 cup holders down in there. Push button start, and then this is your gear shift lever. So if you guys want to go into reverse, go forward like that. If you guys want to go into neutral, pull back 1, that's neutral. Pull back all the way, that puts you into drive, and then pull back 1 more time, that puts you into 1 pedal drive, which that's how I would drive this vehicle if it was me. And if you guys want to go into park, press right here, and that will put you into park, and it'll turn the emergency brake on automatically. This is auto hold, so it will hold the vehicle in place if you're stuck in traffic. All you got to do to release it is press on the gas, and then that will release it. You get this beautiful crystal knob right here to go throughout your screen. So if I press on this home button, that will bring me into my home screen, and then I can navigate throughout the screen by twisting this. So you can see I'm navigating throughout the screen. If I bump this one over, now I can control this side of the screen. So these controls right here control your infotainment screen. You get your time up there. That lets you know what you're listening to at the current time. And one thing that I like about this is that you can turn the radio up like this. You can turn the radio down. I used to think that that was a gimmick, but it's actually pretty nice. So when you're driving down the road, all you got to do is to do like this. It will turn the radio up, it'll turn the radio down. If you don't want to do that, you have your volume knob right here. That's volume up, that's volume down. Click on it, that will pause it. If I press on this button right here, that will pop up my 360 degree view camera. Again, the 360 degree view camera comes with the $1,250 parking assistance package, which also includes 360 camera with the 3D view and illuminated kidney grille. well. This particular one does have the $4,800 Bowers & Wilkins Diamond surround sound system, which I think is worth it because it sounds absolutely phenomenal. And if you're already spending this kind of money on a vehicle, you might as well get the Bang & sound system. It sounds absolutely phenomenal. And you can go in through your different modes. So you see my modes button, that will bring you into your different modes. So you can either be in personal, sport, efficient, expressive, relax, theater. Those are your different modes. So yeah, pretty cool. And then 360 button, this will raise the suspension. If I click on this button right here, you can go into your driving settings. So you can go into your driving and chassis, charging stuff, driver assistance stuff, and you got a whole host of driver assistance features that you can go throughout on this vehicle. Like I said, tons of different features. I'm not going to go through them all because this video could be literally an hour or two long if I went through every single thing that this vehicle has, because this thing literally has every single thing that you could possibly think of, and I'm not exaggerating by any means. I mean, it's got literally everything on it. And I mean, what do you expect? 7 Series, basically a Rolls Royce. Beautiful perforated leather right here with X's. It feels like, I can't convey how soft this leather feels, how premium this leather feels. And if I open this up, you get a good amount of storage space down in here. You get 2 USB-C ports as well as a 12-volt outlet and a little light. I wish this light was LED. It's halogen, but you basically can set what you need to in here. But closing that, obviously you have an auto dimming rear view mirror with a universal garage door opener. So at your house, I'm assuming if you have an i7, you have 3 different garage doors. Obviously, I'm assuming that's not totally accurate, but you can open up your 3 different garage doors individually. Auto dimming rear view mirror, you can see that's a look out of your rear view mirror. Passenger airbag on or off. If I pull this back, that will open up the shade as well as your sunroof. And then you have these buttons right here, basically light buttons. And then you get your BMW SOS button. Folding this thing down, you have a vanity mirror with a vanity light. Passenger gets the same thing. I would assume that this does not slide. Oh, it does slide. Okay, that's a plus for sure. So this is a sliding thing. Usually in German vehicles, you do not find a sliding visor, so that's very nice. OPU panel, you get a speaker right here. This is your Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone. Same thing over there. You get your speaker, you get an OPU panel, and a Bluetooth mic pickup for your Bluetooth phone. This is what your passenger's visor looks like. Vanity mirror, vanity light. That is what your passenger side looks like as well. Looks pretty much the exact same as the driver. These seats are so comfortable. They're so adjustable. The massaging seats are fantastic. I mean, this is just a perfect vehicle. I mean, really is. It's got plenty of power. It's so smooth on the road. Just a really nice vehicle. But I do want to go over the MSRP here for a second. So I will throw the window sticker on screen. I'm apologizing. It is just a picture of the window sticker. I couldn't find like a legitimate window sticker. But the MSRP of this particular 2023 BMW i7 xDrive60 is $134,195. So this is what you get when you get a i7 BMW. So you can either get this or you can get like a fully loaded Tesla Plaid. That's going to be faster than this, but you guys can see the difference between the interior of this and a Tesla Plaid. I mean, they're not even in this. That's like comparing a Honda to like a BMW X5. I mean, it's comparing apples to oranges. You can't compare. But I do want to go over a couple of the different options that this thing has. This has the $4,750 BMW theater screen, which is located right there. It's basically like a TV. It's like a 31.3-inch screen. I mean, it's crazy. I've never seen this in a vehicle before. This also has the mirror oak high gloss trim, which is that beautiful wood like I was showing you guys right there. This also has the $1,000 massaging front seats, $4,800 Bowers & Wilkins sound system, $1,250 parking assistance package, as well as the $2,100 driving assistance professional package. So there are a couple things that this thing's missing, but this is relatively loaded up for what you can get. But it's just such a really nice vehicle. I mean, it's got literally almost everything that you could possibly think of to have on a vehicle. It has it. But I do want to show you guys the rear seats because that's pretty much where the magic happens. I mean, literally, I might turn the vehicle off. I don't want you to turn off. Turn back on. Now I'm going to get into the rear seats and I'll show you guys what's going on in there because I mean it's just crazy. This is your charging port. I guess I didn't show you guys, but you get your AC and DC charging, so this does support fast charging, which is very, very nice. But again, let's take a look at what's going on back here so you can see just how beautiful these rear seats are. And let's step in. So this is what the rear door panel looks like. Just like the front, you have a mechanical door handle. You also have this button right here to open up the door. So that's probably the button you'll be using the majority of the time. Beautiful leather wrapped armrest, nicely padded, accent colored stitching, some perforated leather down here. And then you have another beautiful stainless steel speaker surround. Looks fantastic. Bowers & Wilkins, and then miscellaneous storage space at the bottom of the door panel. Let's close the door because why not? This is the Mac Daddy seat in the i7. So if you get an i7, this is probably the seat that I would want to sit in anyway, if I had a driver. But you can also lock the doors from the back, which is also very nice. But you can see you have like an iPhone sized screen right here. So you can basically control everything throughout this screen. Opening this up, you got a USB-C port. Closing that, you can go throughout your Fire TV stuff. I'm gonna try to turn that off. All right, I got it to be quiet, so we're all good to go now. So you can bring up your Fire TV. So this does have Amazon Fire TV. It's also got YouTube, it's got Netflix. You can also do YouTube, Netflix, and all that stuff up there. So that comes in very handy if you guys are charging this on a road trip or something like that. You guys are not gonna be too bored. So I can go throughout this screen right here. I can move this seat forward from back here. So that is pretty cool. So I can go into here. I can move the seat forward. If I click right here, you can see the seat is moving forward to give me a lot more extra leg room. You get a seat back pocket behind the seat, another one behind the driver's seat. Obviously, you got your HVAC vents back here that you can adjust with that same adjuster that you would find at the front. Very cool. And then you got a spot in here that you can set your phone if you wanted to. But you can see, look how much legroom I have. I'm gonna have to come over here and I'm gonna have to push this seat forward if I want to show you guys the rear theater system. So bear with me. All right, now the rear media should be able to come down. So if I go into here, I can fold down the theater system, which is, look at that. That's a 31.3 inch screen, I believe. I mean, that's just absolutely insane. And when this comes down, this shade back here comes up, so you guys don't just get a ton of glare on screen. But look how insanely big this screen is back here. I mean, if you have kids and you buy one of these things, I don't think they're ever gonna not want to go in your car because this is just sweet. It's touchscreen. You can control everything. I don't believe that this has the 5G system running at the current time because I tried this before and it wouldn't pop up, but that's no big deal. Doesn't really matter. I'm not too concerned, but I do want to show you guys that you can put Fire TV on here. You can put YouTube on here. You can put Netflix on here. I mean, it's just, it is literally insane. I mean, look how massive this screen is. So you can see it's not working. We're offline at the moment. However, that's not a big deal, but you can adjust how the screen is. So you can move it backwards or you can move it forwards like that. Move it a little bit more forward. So basically you can get it to the angle that you want the screen to be. Then I can also press this and the screen will come closer towards me. So pressing on this, you can see the screen is starting to come towards me. So I think that is really cool. And then you can also bring it away from you as well. So you can bring it tilting, you can bring it back and forth, then you can bring it like this. So really, really cool. Tons of adjustability here with this screen. I mean, this is like almost leaving me speechless because I've never seen something like this in a vehicle before. But you can go throughout here. You can adjust the brightness of the screen and stuff like that. We'll go back over to here. You can bring up this seat function, so I can move that seat forward and backwards, but I can also adjust my current seat. It's got heated rear seats with tons of adjustability. You get low, you get off, you get low, you get medium, you get high, and you got very high for your heated seats. If I click on this button, you got off, you got medium, low, high, and very high. You can adjust the volume of the interior. You can control all the radio / media controls from these rear seats. So you can go into XM, Bluetooth audio, all the different things from up here. You can also adjust your climate back here. You got your blinds, so you can bring up these blinds on the sides. So let's try to do that. So now the side blinds are coming up, the back one's going down. So you got a blind right here, blind right here. If I click on that, the blind will come right back up. And then I can close this blind as well. And these blinds are already shut, but you can see, I mean, this is ultimate VIP mode right now. So cool. And then I can press this button and they will all open right back up. So you can see, got the one up top here, you got the ones on the side, and then lets a ton more light in here. So I think that is really, really cool. And I think it's really cool that you can adjust them all from back here as well. So, I mean, just really, really cool stuff going on back here. You can get ventilated seats. I don't think this one has it, but you can go throughout your telephone stuff. You can go into my modes. So you can go into theater, relax, progressive. I mean, it's literally insane what you can do back here. You get a wireless charging pad. You get 2 cup holders, as well as if you open this thing up, you get some miscellaneous storage space with 2 USB-C ports down in there. And then one thing that I found was really cool is that I had my heated seat on, and then this thing was also heating. So I mean, that's just like such attention to detail. I expect really nothing less, honestly, from BMW. But you can bring your headrest up, you can bring your headrest down. You can see you have like 2 button things here, so you can put a pillow on your headrest. I mean, it is literally insane. And then if I go into my seats one more time, I want to adjust my rear seat. So if I click on here, again, so many different things. I can bring this seat out so you can see, watch the seat come out. So it's basically reclining me at the current moment, so I can make myself so comfortable. I could literally do a road trip right now. You can see I'm reclined. I could literally do a road trip to Miami, Florida right now, no problem. Like literally we could just go and I wouldn't have any issue because my seat's reclined. I can adjust this seat exactly how I want it to, literally lumbar stuff. I mean, literally everything. I can bring the seat up, I can bring the seat down. I mean, literally exactly how I want it to be, it can be. So I think that is really cool. So very, very nice interior here on the i7. It's literally like a Rolls Royce. I mean, literally, except it's electric. HVAC vent, you get another HVAC vent, and then you get 2 HVAC vents down here, and then you get HVAC vents for your feet as well. All the controls that I have right here on this screen also are on the driver's side passenger screen over there. So yeah, I mean, literally such a beautiful interior. So many things that you can do, so many features that it has. It's just literally insane. And obviously you get your ambient lighting stuff, all the different features, pretty much anything that you can think of it has. So you know, we've talked about the exterior, we've talked about the performance, and now we've talked about what's going on here in the interior. So I want to see what this thing's like to drive, as I'm assuming you guys do as well. So I'll see you guys in the driver's seat. All right, guys, and now on to the driving portion of the review, where we start every review right here and we rate these things, or these different cars, going over these speed bumps at 5 miles an hour. So let's see how it does. First one, it did pretty well. Let's see how it does on the second one. I'm driving right now with the 1 pedal driving, and I really like it. All right, let's go into 5 miles an hour. That was about 4. I'll give this thing a 7.9. It goes over those things so well. It's on a scale of 1 to 10. Nothing will ever be a 10. But man, this thing just drives so smooth. Those speed bumps are so aggressive, and it just glides right over them. And first thing I guess I wanted to say is that I apologize if this wasn't as in-depth as my normal videos are. The reason being is that this thing has so many options and so many different features that if I made a video talking about, or as in-depth as I normally do, this video could definitely be over an hour long. I mean, that's literally just how many features and how many different things that this i7 has. So again, I apologize if this isn't as in-depth as you expect my videos to normally be. This video I think is still going to be pretty long, and I still wasn't as in-depth as I normally go, but this thing just has so many features on it. It's overwhelming to get to each and every single one, and I just went over the ones that I thought were important to talk about. One feature that I didn't talk about yet that I wanted to save for the driving portion of the review is that this thing has all-wheel steering, and I was just navigating around a parking lot, and it's such an interesting sensation when driving a vehicle with all-wheel steering, especially this vehicle. And the reason being that I say this vehicle in particular is because this thing is pretty dang big. It's a long sedan. It's definitely not like a Honda Accord by any means. I mean, I'll line it up against the Honda Accord. So that literally, the right about here is where the Honda Accord. So from the front to about right here is about how long a Honda Accord is, and you can see how much longer the 7 Series is than a Honda Accord. So just this sensation of driving this thing around a parking lot and it just maneuvering around things like so easily is just so weird because of the all-wheel steering. It makes it so easy to do a U-turn, or go around a curb, or go just navigate through a parking lot with such a big vehicle. It makes it feel a lot smaller because of that all-wheel steering. It also makes your turning radius like super tight, so that is very nice. And like I said, this thing pretty much rides exactly like a Rolls-Royce. I mean, BMW does make Rolls-Royce, so it's probably a very similar suspension to what you would find in like a Rolls-Royce Ghost. And I mean, it literally rides so smooth. This is probably the smoothest driving vehicle that I've ever driven, I believe. Probably, I would say so. Like literally, like if you're on the highway, this thing just drives so well. And you can hear we're going about 55 miles an hour out at the moment. And just listen to how quiet it is. Comparing this to like a Volvo, or yeah, probably a Volvo. I mean, it's just so much quieter, and the Volvo is already a really quiet car, but the Volvo is also, a $60,000 car. This thing's about double the price, and it's about double the quietness here on the interior as well. I mean, it's literally just, it's so quiet, and it's just so classy. I believe that's an older 7 Series right there. That's an Alpina B7. You can see the differences between the design of the older 7 Series versus the new 7 Series. That's also an Alpina. That thing makes crazy amount of power, but it's not like an M7. Like, there's no such thing as an M7, but that's just like, it's got a lot of power, but it rides exactly like a 7 Series. So it's just super classy, super like floaty, I guess you could say. Just a beautiful ride for a road trip, except it's got plenty of power. And this thing could probably give that thing a run for its money when you're doing like a 0 to 60 test, because this thing's got the instantaneous torque and the instantaneous power of those electric motors. So sitting here at a stoplight, I came to the stoplight. I'm in B, I'm not in drive. So B is your 1-pedal driving mode. So if I put it into drive, which is D, it's basically going to drive just like a regular ordinary vehicle. I personally like to drive any electric vehicle that I'm driving with the 1-pedal driving mode on, because it just makes it super easy to drive. It's like you literally only have to drive with the throttle. So I'm going to give it a little bit of the beans, and then I'm just going to let off. I'm literally just letting off of the accelerator, and you can see I'm starting to slow down. So that is what 1-pedal driving is. You basically have to modulate the throttle for speed. So right now I'm just maintaining speed. I'm holding my throttle in the same position, and you can see we're basically maintaining 50 miles an hour. Excuse me. However, if I let off of the throttle, we start coming to a stop. So that's what 1-pedal driving is. You basically have to modulate the throttle. So if you give it more throttle, you're going to accelerate. If you keep it at the same spot, you're going to maintain speed. And then if you let off of the throttle, you'll begin to slow down. And it slows down noticeably when you let off the throttle quickly. So very nice drive. I mean, literally, it's a 7 Series, but it's electric. And we might do a little acceleration here at this stoplight. Nothing crazy, but a little something just to show you guys that this thing has so much power, like literally so much instantaneous power. There's the old 7 Series with a lady driving it. But man, this thing it's not like a, M3, you know what I mean? And I'm not talking about like that kind of thing. I'm talking about like the steering feel is very numb. The driving is very numb. I'll give it a little acceleration here. And you can hear it gives you like kind of like a beautiful soundtrack when you accelerate hard. So, but back to what I was talking about with the M3, you have really nice steering feel. You can feel exactly where the front wheels are pointing, whereas this one, it's pretty numb. But that's basically the point of the 7 Series. It's to be a very easy to drive vehicle, a very comfortably driving vehicle. It's not about the quote-unquote driving experience of, ripping around a back road or something, like listening to the engine and stuff. This is about just luxury and quietness and that kind of stuff, not hearing the engine and hearing and feeling the steering feel and hitting on the brakes and all that kind of stuff. Excuse me. This is about luxury. It's about quietness. It's about something very easy to drive that's big, and that's exactly what this thing is. It's very easy to drive. Even though it's big, it's just very easy to throw around in a parking lot. It's got plenty of get up and go. It's just an all-around great vehicle. There's a little bit of body roll. I mean, that's what you'd expect, but for what it is, there's not that much body roll, and you can see how quickly it accelerates to speed. I mean, it's fantastic. It's just like any other electric vehicle. You got that instantaneous power. This thing probably weighs a ton of weight, and it just accelerates so effortlessly, and that's what I really like about it. It's just very effortless speed, very effortless drive. I don't feel like I have to really, like, I could drive this thing with one finger. You can see, like, literally, it's just very light steering feel. However, there's a little bit of weight to the steering feel. It's not like you could just throw it around like that. There's a little bit of steering weight to it, which I personally like. I think it's the perfect amount of weight for this vehicle, for just the whole vibe of the vehicle. It's got the right amount of steering feel. It's not too heavy, it's not too light. So just a really nice, easy driving vehicle with tons of features. This thing you could literally be chauffeured in. So you could buy this rather than a Rolls-Royce Ghost and still feel the same amount of luxury. Yes, the Rolls is going to have, you know, more of like a timeless design when it comes to like the dash layout and that kind of stuff. It's going to have like a nice clock, an analog clock. It's going to have, you know, like the old style looking circular gauges. That's more of like a, you know, vehicle that's never going to age. This is more of a vehicle that is super futuristic for this time, but comfortability wise, it's like a Rolls-Royce. Feature wise, it's like a Rolls-Royce. The drive is like a Rolls-Royce. So this is pretty much, you know, a quarter priced Rolls-Royce Ghost. Actually, I guess it would be a third price. Those are about $300,000. But you kind of get the gist of what I'm talking about. It drives like a Rolls-Royce. The drive is so smooth. You can't feel literally any of the bumps in the road. You can't hear when other cars are passing you. I mean, it's just feature-packed, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. You got that big screen in the back, 31-inch screen that you can watch YouTube on. You can watch Netflix on. You can watch Amazon Fire on. I mean, it does everything. It's like being at home, but you're driving. So you're at home, you're in your home theater, but you're on the road, if that makes sense. So super comfortable rear seats, tons of adjustability for the rear seats, tons of adjustability for the front seats. You got a beautifully sounding sound system, the Bowers & Wilkins sound system. It sounds phenomenal. It's just an overall really nice, luxurious vehicle. This thing will drive you. It's hands-free driving, basically up to 85 miles an hour. You don't have to touch a thing. You just got to make sure that you're paying attention to the road in front of you, and the vehicle will drive you itself. So really, really nice, really easy to park, really easy to drive, just an overall really classy driving experience. But that's it for today's video. If you guys did enjoy the video, please give it a big thumbs up. Please hit that subscribe button. Like I said, I'm really gunning for 10,000 subscribers, and I cannot do that without your guys' help. So if you guys would give the video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. But I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.